the traditions and institutions by which authority in a country is exercised. That is how the World Bank defines it. And beyond that, it says that this traditions and institutions by which authority in a country is exercised includes the process by which governments are selected, monitored, and replaced. Number 2, the capacity of the government to effectively formulate and implement sound policies. And number 3, the respect of citizens and the state for the institutions that govern economic and social interactions among them. Respect of citizens and the state for the institutions that govern economic and social interactions among them. So if we bring this back home and we're looking at what we see in Nigeria today, could you say the process by which the governments here are selected, monitored, and replaced is done in the right way? Oh, well, we have a process in place. It's called election. Number 1. That's the selection process. It's called elections, right? But the monitoring aspects, that's the problem. But then we have an electoral body that monitors this process, that elects people and puts them in places of power or leadership. Let me not use power. Let's use the word leadership. So we have the electoral process. And then we look at the parts where the government formulates and implements policies. And then the words in between: effectively formulate and implement sound policies. Do we have that in place in Nigeria today? But hey, back to you now. So I'm just trying to give you an idea of what is expected all over the world. And then you tell me, how do you, on your own, rate the performance of a government? I've heard people say, no, this particular government, they tried. They did well. They did better than the other governments. They did better than the other administrations. All right. So what are those things that you have seen? What are those things that you look out for that made you think or say or believe that the past administrations, they've done better than a particular one, or that some other administrations did better than some other ones? All right. So you tell me, how do you rate the performance of a government? Let's talk. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. All right. Please, when you call in, remember to turn off your radio set. And again, my question is not, how do you rate the performance of this government? That's not my question. It's how do you rate the performance of a government? It could be any government. It could be your local government. It could be your state government. It could be the federal government. Any government. All right? So how do you rate their performance? Then you can also send a message via WhatsApp to 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. All right, keep those calls coming. The phone lines are working. All right, 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. So those characteristics that the UNDP mentioned, I'm going to also explain them, and then you can place them side by side with what we have in our country. Like when you say that a good government or good governance shows is participatory. When you say that there is good governance, that this government has provided good governance. That means the government is participatory. And that means that everybody have voices in decision making, either directly or through legitimate intermediate institutions. So now we have House of Representatives. So we have people representing the people. And then the other question, those people who are representing the people, are they really representing the people well? Or are they still doing the bidding of the government? All right, Christian is calling from Borukiri. Hello, Christian.
Hi, Constant.
Hi, you're welcome.
For me, the question, my answer to your question is, there is nothing like good governance. We should not expect good governance from the people that will...
Hello, Christian. I don't think you listened to me in any way. I don't think you did. Nigerians on our blood just they hot. Go and drink water. If you actually heard me, I've taken out time to really explain what I'm talking about. I'm not referring to any particular government. Really. No, I've not even mentioned any political party, or mentioned any administration. That's not the conversation today. All right, remember I said lay aside every weight. Every weight. You know that thing that you're holding on to right now? Oh, after elections, I'm pinned. Lay aside every weight and let's just talk. All right? Let's just have a conversation. Remove any particular thing that happened recently, whether at your polling unit or something you saw in the news. Just get it off your mind right now. It's the sunny side, all right? So let's just talk. All right, back to my question. In case you want to call me, be sure you understood what I'm asking. And what I'm asking is, how do you rate the performance of a government? What do you look out for to say that this government has done well or this government has done poorly? So how do you rate the performance of a government? It's a personal question, all right? And then what is good governance to you? Generally, what is good governance? You don't tell me there is nothing like good governance. I mean, the word did not come to me by the Spirit. It's on the internet. You can Google good governance and you will find a lot of materials, a lot of articles rather. It didn't drop in my spirit. It's not a new word from heaven. It's been there. Austin is calling from Onne. Hello, Austin.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
I able to listen and understand.
All right.
But in my own way, I believe the government have not really represent the society at large. Or the governance have not really shown anything to the common man or the layman.
Okay,
now,
Austin.
I say what has government done, what they can look onto. I say zero. Because it is irresponsible.
Okay, Austin, no. Nah. See, this is not Jambo. This is not WAEC. Because if it is, people have just started failing. People have not even written the exams and you are failing just like that. Oh my goodness me. All right, I hope someone actually really got what I'm saying. David is calling from Ruboko. Hello, David.
Yeah, good morning.
Good afternoon, David.
Yeah, well done. And me, myself, I would prefer the past government more than this government. The reason I'm saying that because the old government, we face difficulty in this government apart from the last government. So that's the reason I'm saying I prefer the last government more than this one.
Okay, when you say you faced difficulty, can you explain?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I can explain.
I'm listening.
Cashless policy. You have your money, then you can't use your money and buy what you want to eat. You are buying your money in this government. You can't even get fuel. To buy fuel now is problem. The price is high. Let me just take that for example.
So basically, for you, a government that is able to ensure that there's availability of cash and people can get petrol at affordable price, that's a government that has provided good governance.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, David. All right, we're getting there. All right, as regards your question about government, in most developed countries, citizens with the best minds or best of minds occupy public offices to oversee the affairs of the country. It is well. This is your message. It's heavy in my mouth. Okay, I'm going to leave that part and see. The presidential nomination form of our ruling party. Okay. We're getting there. Oh my goodness. Good afternoon, Constance. The primary purpose of any government is protection of lives and property and the general welfare of the people. There is no generally single process of achieving the aforementioned purposes. So as long as the security and welfare of the people is achieved, then there is good governance. My name is Daniel from Ibuluya in Okrika. All right, Daniel, thank you very much. So Daniel is... I'm sure with Daniel's response, we can all take it from there. We can all take it from there, please. You guys are making me feel like a bad lecturer. But thank God this is not a classroom. Baraka is calling from Bayelsa State. Oh my. Baraka, please call back. EBF from Asari Toru says, I would rate a good government as one that its developmental strides and dividends of democracy cuts across every ward in its jurisdiction, most especially in the human capital development, education, health, and infrastructural development. All right, we're getting there. Thank you very much. This person says, your callers are totally lost with the current situation of Nigeria. It is well. It is well. Oh, goodness. You know, people hear the word government these days and they actually hear something else. I understand. But take it easy, all right? Nwokike is calling from Rumibo. Hello, Nwokike.
Yeah, good day, Gossan.
Good afternoon.
I want to analyze the elements of good governance and rate the governance, the current government, in fact, the government entirely, as far as Nigeria is concerned. One, transparency. In terms of our resource control and how our money is being managed and how budget is being planned, it's supposed to be in a town hall meeting like something. I believe there is no transparency there. Then the aspect of integrity, I don't see any atom of integrity. In fact, it's personal oriented and talking about your antecedents. Some of them they have low score in terms of integrity. What of lawfulness? Another element. None of them have the law. In fact, they are normally the manipulator of the law. They don't obey the law. They have immunity that even oppose the law. I don't know if anybody is above the law. In fact, the law, according to what they describe our law here, that is our own law is not blind.
So, Nwokike.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you look out for to say that a government is doing well?
If a government is doing well, there should be transparency in the allocation of resources.
Okay.
There should be also some policies, very, very important. Then participation. They should allow the people to, like, I cannot come to my place and impose boho, where we already have boho. Come for a town hall meeting. Let us participate, and let it be all inclusive. Not only you try to impose something on us.
Okay.
Then accountability. None of them have ever given a good accountability. Instead, if one drop, the other one will lose. In fact, if you go
so accountability is another thing for you.
Yeah, accountability is another.
That's how you rate the performance of a government.
Yes, even the absence of corruption. In fact, corruption is on. In fact, they are full of
all
corruption.
Right, thank you very much, Nwokike, for calling. This is amazing this afternoon. I'm having a great time. Baraka, are you still there?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
welcome
I'm
back.
Bayelsa State.
All right.
Now, talking about a good governance, rating a good governance is when the government of the people, when the citizens of the country being governed have peace of mind. There is a peaceful coexistence among citizens of the country without fear or favor.
Interesting.
Sincerity.
Okay.
When a wheelbarrow pusher pushes your goods to your place, you pay him the right money and you happily go back home. When there is orderliness, there is obedience to the law of the land, whereby no person will disobey the law of the land. The law will be considered supreme. When such is in state, then that is a good governance. That is the way I look at it.
Okay. So from what you've explained so far, what I deduce from it is that to even achieve good governance, it's not just the government that makes it happen. It's also the citizens.
Yeah, the citizens, yes, both sides, the governed and the government, the people being governed and then the people in leadership position, they must coexist peacefully. The electorate must obey the leaders. The leaders must also consider the electorate as well to live peacefully together. What is due this electorate should be given to the electorate sincerely. And also what should be given to the leader should be given to the leaders sincerely, without fear or favor. We obey the laws of the land. Then we will have a peaceful coexistence. There will be safety in the land.
All right. Thank you. All right, thank you for calling, Baraka from Bayelsa State. Okay, I knew we were going to get there. And I want to believe that the next person that will call will also show me that we are there. Reminds me of this movie, Are We There Yet? I want us to be there right now. I hope we're there now. I'm still seeing a message. Someone just sent, there can't be good governance when... this is well. All right. Good afternoon, Constance. A good government is service-oriented, servant leadership, cares, provides security, jobs, listens to the needs and yearnings of the populace, understands what they are there for, accountable. Barry Johnson sent me that message. All right, Barry Johnson, thank you very much. The last message before I go on a break, the last call rather, Christian from Diobu. Hello, Christian. Hello. Are you there, Christian? Oh my, can't hear anything. Hello. Hi, you're welcome, Christian.
Yeah.
Welcome to the sunny side.
Yeah. How will I know a good leader? For me, a good leader started that day that you are being declared a leader. The atmosphere will change. The atmosphere will change because the people there will rejoice with you because they have gotten what they want.
Okay.
That is number one. A good leader needs to hear the voice of his people. When you complain, your leader will, even if the solution is not available, a leader will tell you, encourage you all that will sustain you. That is a good leader. It's hard for a good leader to say his people, if you don't like this, go and home transformer. A good leader needs to console his people, deal with his people. Like when he complain like this, you can prefer a solution to it. Understand me? Give you hope that I'm coming. A good leader just say like, my father is around, the master is here. Then the fear will be reduced. That is a sign of good leader. When you have a good leader, you don't even the solution is not available. You may not lie because he always give you hope. He always give you hope. He will never leave you hopeless. That is a sign of good leader. I repeat, the first day that the leader is being declared, his people will cheer. The atmosphere will witness that we have gotten what we want. That is the first sign of a good leader. Thank you, Christian.
All right, thank you very much for calling, Christian. Okay, so we'll come back after the commercials and we'll continue with the conversation. I think maybe my question is sounding academic. I think that was the problem. All right, and so that's how I had to switch to what do you look out for when you are checking to see if a government is performing well. too long. Let's go on that break and then I'll be right back. Just stay tuned.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait.
All right, welcome back now. It's still the sunny side. My name is Constance. All right, so we're discussing good governance. So let me explain further what we're discussing so that you will understand when I ask, how do you rate the performance of a government? So this is me talking with you, and then we're not discussing your father. That's not what we're discussing. But I'm saying, so how do you rate the performance of a father? A father, not your father. So you don't start telling me, my father, he used to provide for... No, we're not discussing your father. How do you rate the performance of a father? Then you can tell me, well, if abandons family, then that's what we call that. It's not serious. He knows what's happening at home. He knows where they're going to when they're going out. They're very around him. Then a father is one that cares. A father is one that protects. How do you rate the performance of a father? Not how do you rate the performance of your father. Do you see the... Yeah, I'm sure you understand now. So we're not talking about rating the performance of the government in Nigeria. No. You're not rating the performance. I'm asking what is good governance to you. I'm not asking you so you're thinking of any particular government? Well, is when the government is such that allows the citizens to participate in coming up with or be a part of the process to come up with a policy. If the citizens are not a part of that process, then that's not good governance. They're just imposing things on us. But if we are a part of it, whether they have our representatives come meet us and then we bear our minds to them and then they take it back to the people in government, that ladder, just let us be a part of it. Yeah, that's just one aspect of good governance. So let's go on that break for trending stories. When I come back, then I will hear from you. I'll be back. Welcome back now. 9 minutes gone past 1. My name is Constance. And yes, we're still talking about good governance. Well, the Greek philosopher Socrates, he had something to say about government. He says, no man undertakes a trade he has not learned, even the meanest. Yet, everyone thinks himself sufficiently qualified for the hardest of all trades, that of government. So for him, he sees government as the hardest of all trades. So if government is that hard, and yet we expect that something good should come out of such a hard trade, so it means we expect that people who should venture into government should have learned the trade of government. And so there are things we look out for. We expect that when people have taken up the business of government, they've decided to join this trade, then there are things we expect that they should be able to do. So when people come together and form a government, what do we look out for? How do we test? How do we rate them? What are those things that, as a citizen, you would say, if this is in place, if that is applied, if that other one is showing, if this and that are there, then we will give thumbs up to this government. We will say kudos to this government. The government has done well. But when a government is not able to achieve this, when a government is struggling with that, when a government is finding it really hard to make this and that visible, then we would say, thumbs down. This government is not doing well. They should go back and learn the trade of government or the trade of governance, because the people expect good governance. Whether or not you have learned or not. I already said whether or not. Yeah, I know. So people expect good governance. And then one of the people who called in said that good governance is not only for the government to bring or for the government to provide. Good governance is something the people who are being governed must also ensure happens. And of course, those who are governing the people will also ensure that there is good governance. Because one of my questions, though, one of the things I would like us to also achieve in the course of this conversation is, I want to find out who should ensure that there is good governance. Is it the governed or those in government? Or is it both the people in government and those being governed that should ensure that there is good governance? Because if we talk about a participatory government, I mean, if we say that a government is doing well, then that government must be participatory. And of course, we're looking at ensuring or looking at the meaning of participatory here. Participation, it means that everybody, male and female, all men, all women, have voices in decision making. Either they are there directly to lend their voice, or they have legitimate intermediate institutions lending the voice of the people in ensuring that every decision made that of course is going to affect them, they are aware of it and they also have an input in that decision. Participatory. So that means the people have a role to play. What is that role? If the people cannot be directly involved and they also choose not to be sure of the people they give the job of of coming in between them and the government, they do not vote in the right people or select or choose the right people to represent them at whatever level, then the people have failed. If the people say, oh no, we cannot trust them anymore, in fact, we're not voting again. Anyhow they want to do it, let them do it. But at the end of the day, there will be decisions made, policies drawn up that will, affect you who is a citizen. So the citizens have a role to play. And then another thing that the UNDP mentioned is transparency. And they said that transparency signifies the processes, institutions, and information that are accessible directly to those concerned. So if we're talking about good governance and then there is no transparency, then there's a problem. Then it means the government has failed. If it's not transparent, if a government is not transparent, then what are we doing? All right. Another thing is rule of law. Yeah, that's the one that a lot of people understand. So this refers to fair and impartially enforced legal frameworks. And sometimes when we hear enforce, it's as though the enforcement is for the common man. It's the common man who has to keep the rule of law. And the other people, they can always find their way around it. So fair and impartially enforced legal frameworks. So rule of law is part of what we have as the characteristics of good governance. There are so many others here. Not so much though. I still have responsiveness, consensual, equity, effectiveness and efficiency, and accountability. All right, so let's get back to the phone lines. I would like to hear from you. So we're adding this particular one to the other questions I've asked. All right, I'm asking now, what is the role the people get to play? But first of all, who gets to ensure that there is good governance? Is it just the governed, or is it just those in government that should ensure that? If you say it's a collective effort, then what role do the citizens play? I've mentioned one, so you tell me yours. 070-0923-0923, 070-0923-0923. And I'm still taking your messages on WhatsApp, so you can as well send them there to 0809-030-6416. All right, for me, a government is referred to be good when the policies it creates or makes affect the lives of the people they govern in a positive way. The overall rating of a government should show in the life of the average person living within the jurisdiction of that government. This will be hard to achieve in Nigeria with the way things are going. Your name is Kofi from K Kingdom. All right, from K Kingdom. Thank you very much for your message. And then Bright from Omoko says, good afternoon, Constance. The true test of good governance is the ability to deliver on the promise of human rights. That is civil, cultural, development, economic, political, and social rights. Without the people, there is no governance. I think I like that part. Without the people, there is no governance. Interesting. Hello, you're welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Daniel.
All right, Daniel. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Transamaria.
All right, go on.
When you talk about the rules of the citizen and ensuring to the good governance, I think for me, it is about duty and responsibility.
It is about what?
For the citizens, it's about duty and responsibility.
Oh, okay.
Everyone has his duty and responsibility. As a citizen, let's say we are operating democracy. Your duty is to go for your consensus, which is your civic duty, to ensure you elect and exercise your freedom to get a leader when it's time for election.
Yeah.
Then you have to pay your tax, because it is the responsibility of a citizen to do that so the government can run based on finance.
All right.
Then the government themselves, which is will ensure that the institution are to work for the citizens. The institutions are not going to be influenced by their power. The institutions should be for the citizens. Those institutions will not be for them themselves, but rather it's going to be a goal to achieve a better society. which is the common goal, the greater good to the greater numbers of the people, not minority people. So these are a better society and a society that want to progress. But when you compare this in Nigeria, where we come from, it is a total ideology that doesn't work here. Here, it's all about selfish interest. How many people can you kill to get the power? People consensus are being hoodwinked by the people who think they're in the government. People consensus don't matter. In fact, you can do anything to get the power.
You know, hold on. You know, when we talk like this, right, it makes me wonder if all over the country, that the way we paint some of these pictures is exactly what it is. Really. Because I don't agree.
Is the politician in?
No, because we're generalizing, and that's the problem I have. You know, saying that
I'm coming.
It doesn't work. No, you say it does not work.
Okay, let me ask a question. Is the politician in the South different from the politician in the Southeast? Or different from the politician? Okay, let's put the Nigerian politician in the North. People generalize because they have the same mentality. So this mentality to get it with all costs.
No, I don't. I still do not agree with you. All right. I still do not agree with you, really. Thank you all the same for calling,
if
right?
If you don't agree with me, that means we have Nigeria and we have London. As far as Nigerian, you have to agree with me in this.
No, I will not. It's not a must, really. It's not a must, okay? Thank you. Because in this same Nigeria, right, it is human beings that went out on Saturday, these 2 different Saturdays, and they went to line up to go and vote. Vote for who? Who are you going there to vote for? You went to vote for people that you believe are credible. You went to vote for people that you believe are not looking for who to kill. So that's general. Because there are people who can vouch for a candidate that they went out to vote for. They can tell you, no, this person is not like this. This other person is not like this. So we can't say every politician in Nigeria is out to siphon funds, is out to loot, is a corrupt person. No, that's generalization. That's generalizing. And I do not agree with you. All right? So there are parts of this country where people obey basic traffic rules. The traffic light is showing red. It means don't go. People respect it. They wait. You don't need to see any policeman around there, or around that intersection. They are not there. People respect just basic rule. Traffic light. And then we are also in another part of the country where it is showing red, and so far there is no police officer there. People are going. They don't care. That is not the government. That is the people who are being governed. So are we now going to say, oh, every Nigerian does not obey traffic rule? No, we're not going to do that. Oh, Nigerians are lawless people. They don't obey the rule of law. Nigerians are corrupt. Nigerians are killers. Nigerians are fraudulent. No. It's not every Nigerian. I know someone might say, but most people, when we say politician size, we're referring to most of them. You've not met most of them. How many politicians have you met? How many do you know? Right? Okay, so I'm seeing messages here on Facebook. Let me see. Ed Tonma says, a good government should be one that has respect for the people, must be neutral, must be accountable, must make room for growth, infrastructure, economy, education, etc. All right. And then Precious Nduku says, good governance is servant leadership, communication with your people, proactiveness and not reactions, service delivery, good problem solving. All right. Thank you very much. Precious from Eliparanwa. So the messages I see on WhatsApp. Good afternoon. Ernest from Choba says, good government is when every sector is being carried along. That's a good government. All right. I know that a lot of people are just yearning, they're yearning for an opportunity to just call out the politicians. Yeah, a lot of people are venting this period. You go on social media, you can't even find any sweet posts like that. People are shouting. People are not happy. Yeah, did things go wrong? Oh yes, they did. But was it everywhere? No, it wasn't everywhere. Are people angry? Yes, people are angry. But is the conversation right now about the politicians in Nigeria? No, it's not. It's about governments in general. What do you look out for if you're looking forward to good governance?